students, and a big hello to everyone watching. I am Teacher Mars, your Technology and Livelihood Education teacher. Welcome to another lesson, and join me as we develop our knowledge and skills in PLE. Welcome to another quarter. For this quarter, we'll be focusing on Computer System Servicing and Information Communications Technology. If you still remember, PLE has 4 specializations. We have Agriculture and Fishery Arts, Home Economics, Industrial Arts, and Information Communication Technology. What is CSS? Why do we need to study it? According to Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, or TESDA, Computer System Servicing, or CSS, is all about developing our skills in installing or configuring computer systems. It also includes setting up computer networks, servers, and computer maintenance. Learning CSS may also help you develop your skills and earn your income as a computer technician. For today, we will be studying the first lesson, using and maintaining hand tools. At the end of the lesson, you should be able to identify the different CSS tools and its uses, classify the different CSS tools according to its uses, and use the different CSS tools accordingly. So you have your paper and pen ready, together with your SLMs, and let us begin our journey in CSS. Using and maintaining hand tools helps you acquire the knowledge, skills, and attitude you needed in identifying, preparing, using, and maintaining tools and equipment in computer system servicing as your basic step in becoming a proficient computer technician. Do you have hand tools at home? Can you identify them? Let us have a game. Our objective is to identify whether the given hand tools can be used in CSS.
Bolo, axe, screwdriver, tweezers, soldering iron, hammer, spatula, chisel, wire stripper, long nose pliers.
In repairing and maintaining hardware equipment, it is necessary to have a toolkit that should contain all the necessary tools in different types of jobs. Now, you will learn which tools to use in preparing a task. The common tools and its uses in CSS are as follows.
Static electricity is easily generated by friction on carpets, tile flooring, clothing, hair, fabric, and etc. The friction of moving air alone will charge suspended particles and cause the buildup of static electrical charges on people and objects in the environment. Grounded anti-static work mats used with anti-static wrist straps provide the most basic means for the controlled discharge of electrostatic electricity. Examples of ESD tools are anti-static wrist strap, used to prevent ESD damage to computer equipment. Anti-static mat, used to stand on or place hardware on to prevent static electricity from building up. A hand tool is a device for performing work on a material or a physical system using only hands. The hand tools can be manually used employing force or electrically powered using electrical current. Examples of hand tools are flathead screwdriver, used to loosen or tighten slotted screws. Phillips head screwdriver, used to loosen or tighten cross-head screws. Torx screwdriver, used to loosen or tighten screws that have a star-like depression on the top, a feature that is mainly found on laptop. Hex driver, sometimes called a nut driver, is used to tighten nuts in the same way that a screwdriver tightens screws. Needle nose plier, used to hold small parts. Wire cutter, used to strip and cut wires. Tweezers, used to manipulate small parts. Part retriever, used to retrieve parts from locations that are small for your hand to fit. And flashlight, used to light up areas that you cannot see well. Having the appropriate cleaning tools is essential when maintaining or repairing computers. Using these tools ensures that computer components are not damaged during cleaning. Examples are lint-free cloth, used to clean different computer components without scratching or leaving debris. Compressed air, used to blow away dust and debris from different computer parts without touching the components. Cable ties, used to bundle cables neatly inside or outside of a computer. And parts organizer, used to hold screw, jumpers, fasteners, and other small parts and prevents them from getting mixed together. Computers are easier to use and more dependable with its new generation of hardware and operating system update. But that doesn't mean they're problem-free. Here's the most popular tools for diagnosing your computer problems. Multimeter, used to test the integrity of circuits and the quality of electricity in computer components. Loopback adapter, used to test the functionality of computer ports.
Now that we are finished discussing the different CSS tools, let us now classify them according to their uses. There are 4 classifications of CSS tools according to their uses. We have hand tools, cleaning tools, diagnostic tools, and electrostatic discharge or ESD tools. Let us now classify them.
For electrostatic discharge or ESD tools, we have anti-static wrist strap and anti-static mat. For hand tools, we have flathead screwdriver, Phillips head screwdriver, Torx screwdriver, hex driver, needle nose plier, wire cutter, tweezers, part retriever, and flashlight. For cleaning tools, we have lint-free cloth, compressed air, cable ties, and parts organizer. And for diagnostic tools, we have multimeter and loopback adapter.
Remember that several tools are attracted. When working around electronic devices, take care that the tools you're using haven't been attracted. Attractive fields may be harmful to data stored on attractive media. Check your tool by pointing the tool to the screw. If the screw is drawn to the tool, don't use the tool.
Screws. Screws can become exposed if you over-tighten them with a screwdriver. An exposed screw may mar within the screw hole, or it should not tighten firmly. Discard exposed screws. Flathead screwdriver. Don't use a flathead screwdriver to get rid of a Phillips head screw. Never use a screwdriver as a wrecking bar. If you can't remove a component, check to determine if there's a clip or latch thus securing the components in position. Phillips screwdriver. Use a Phillips head screwdriver with cross head screws. Don't use this kind of screwdriver to puncture anything. This can damage the pinnacle of a screwdriver. Soldering iron and stand. Always use a soldering iron stand after you aren't soldering to avoid burns or damage. Long nose pliers and tweezers. After using the long nose pliers and tweezer, clean it properly with cleaning oil and drugs to avoid them from becoming dull and rust. Multi-tester and LAN tester. Always maintain the functionality and accuracy of multi-tester and LAN tester to ensure the accurateness of measurement of any things that you just shall measure. Anti-static wrist strap. Always properly check the device before using it to make sure that you are just free from danger and to avoid serious damage to the person engaged to it.
Today, we have learned about the different CSS tools and its 4 classifications. Let us now have a game. Our objective is to identify the given pictures. I will give you 5 seconds for every picture. I'm sure you get all the correct answers. Let us now have a quiz. You have to select the letter of the correct answer. Write your answers in your notebook.
Number 1. Which tool is used for hardware to stand on to prevent static electricity from building up? A. Anti-static mat. B. Hex driver. C. Phillips head screwdriver. And D. Wire cutter. Number 2. Which tool is used to loosen or tighten crosshead screws? A. Anti-static mat. B. Hex driver. C. Phillips head screwdriver. And D. Wire cutter. Number 3. Which tool is sometimes called a nut driver? It is used to tighten nuts in the same way that a screwdriver tightens screws. A. Anti-static mat. B. Hex driver. C. Phillips head screwdriver. And D. Wire cutter. Number 4. Which tool is used to strip and cut wires? A. Anti-static mat. B. Hex driver. C. Phillips head screwdriver. And D. Wire cutter. Number 5. Which tool is used to retrieve parts from locations that are too small for your hand to fit? A. Part retriever. B. Length-free cloth. C. Cable ties. And letter D. Flathead screwdriver. Number 6. Which tool is used to clean different computer components without scratching or leaving debris? A. Part retriever. B. Length-free cloth. C. Cable ties. And letter D. Flathead screwdriver. Number 7. Which tool is used to bundle cables neatly inside and outside of a computer? A. Part retriever. B. Length-free cloth. C. Cable ties. And letter D. Flathead screwdriver. Number 8. Which tool is used to loosen or tighten slotted screws? A. Part retriever. B. Length-free cloth. C. Cable ties. And letter D. Flathead screwdriver. Number 9. Which tool is used to loosen or tighten screws that have a star-like depression on the top, a feature that is mainly found on laptop? A. Anti-static mat. B. Torx screwdriver. C. Phillips head screwdriver. And D. Wire cutter. And for number 10, which tool is used to blow away dust and debris from different computer parts without touching the components? A. Anti-static mat. B. Hex driver. C. Compressed air. And D. Wire cutter.
Let us check if you have the correct answers. sure you get again all the correct answers. And that ends our lesson for today. As for our assignment, visit a computer shop or a hardware shop or store and list all the available CSS tools on display or being used. Well, that wraps up our lesson for today. We hope that you learned so many things with us. Learning even in the comfort of your home. Learning that is redefined, reignited, and quenched our thirst for educational knowledge that tackled our mind for a world of possibility. This has been your host, Teacher Marks. Maraming salamat po. See you next time!
TLE in action. Yeah. Ngayon, abala po yung mga boys natin sa pag-asikaso sa lighting. Ayan, si Sir Marvin, nag-isusulat pa ng script. Ayan.
Kulang kami sa talent eh.
Ayan po si Ma'am Inda, kukuha po dyan kung ano yung mga kailangan pa. Stuntman? Nadagkot manan ko
Tatalon na, tatalon.
Dinadagkot ang pamanan. Ayan, Sir Jules, ayan. Ang mga gamit ko, no.
Tatalon na kami.
Ginagawa mo.